Hello everyone, I am Durga Saujanya, ECE Department, Assistant Professor from ECE Department, MLR Institute of Technology. Welcome to today's video lecture for the subject Embedded System Design. Our today's topic for video session is Purpose of Embedded System. In previous session, we have discussed about what are the application areas of embedded systems, what are the domains we have for embedded systems, and different devices which are applied for those domains. In today's session, we are going to discuss about purpose of embedded systems. So, what is the purpose of embedded systems? Purpose means why we are using that particular device or system in that application. So, for which purpose we have used the device. So, for which purpose it is intended to work. So, that is known as purpose of embedded systems. Here, the purpose of embedded systems can be explained with different categories. The first one is data collection, storage or representation, data communication, data or signal processing, monitoring, controlling, application specific user interface. So, let's go to the first one, which is data collection, storage or representation. So, here we have seen that a digital camera is taken as an example for this purpose. Here, for data collection purpose, we have to use the devices which are used for collecting the data or data acquisition. So, it performs the acquisition of data from the external world. Basically, embedded systems are designed for real-time applications. So, in real-time applications means the device need to be worked with respect to the situation. So, it has to be taken the inputs from the external world. So, here the acquisition of data from the external world comes under data collection purpose. So, here this collected data can be either analog signal or digital signal. So, the data which to be collected for the embedded system, which is applied as the input to the embedded system, should be either analog or digital. So, this data collection after determining either analog signal or digital signal, so we need to store that signal in our device for other manipulations which are processed in future purpose. So that this data collection is usually used for storage, analysis, manipulation and transmission. So like here we have the example of digital camera. So in this, what is the input for digital camera? So we have to capture the image, and next that capturing the image is nothing but here whatever the image we have captured, that is taken as the data or input for that digital camera. So after collecting the images, we need to store the images in the memory card of the digital camera. So that is the storage purpose. So what about the representation? So after storing the images, we need to represent those images. That means we need to display those images in the display of the digital camera. So representation is nothing but the display of the images in the digital camera for shown to be the user. So here the collected data may be stored directly in the system, or we can transmit it to some other system, or it may be processed by the system, or it may be deleted instantly after giving meaningful representation. So that means by using the digital camera, we can capture the data, so that after collecting that data, we can store directly in the system. We can store our image directly in the digital camera, or we can transmit to some other system, or we can transmit from this camera to either PC or phone or to some other device, and it may be processed by the system. So we can do any manipulation on that image, or we can delete instantly. If we are not using those images, we can delete this after getting the meaningful representation. So this is the purpose of data collection or storage or representation. The next purpose is data communication. So basically communication is nothing but transferring the information from one place to another place. Here the data communication systems are deployed in applications ranging from complex satellite communication systems to simple home networking systems. So here communication is nothing but transferring the information. So from one device to another device. So how can we transmit the information from one device to another device? By using the medium. So here for our embedded systems, the medium will be either wireless medium or wired medium. So based upon the usage of the embedded systems, the medium will be either wireless medium or wired medium. So the embedded systems which are dedicated for data communication are used for the purpose of transferring the information through the media. So this can be happened through a wired interface which is called as wireless medium or wired medium. So through a wired interface, example for the wired interface are RS-232, USB, IEEE 1394 standards, or wireless interface which are Wi-Fi, GSM, GPRS, Bluetooth and Zigbee. By using these mediums, we can transfer the information, whatever the data collected by the device, so it can be transmitted or received by using these mediums. So the examples which are using this purpose for the embedded systems are network hubs, routers, switches, modems. These are the examples for data communication purpose in the embedded systems. The next purpose is data or signal processing. So first we have to collect the data and next we have to transmit or receive the data by using the data communication, and if we want to manipulate the data before transmitting, so that means we want to process some manipulations in the data. So for that we have to use the data or signal processing purpose. Here the signal processing functionalities are employed in applications which are demanding signal processing like speech coding, synthesis, audio video codec, transmission applications, etc. Here we have taken an example as hearing aid. So what is the purpose of hearing aid? It is used for hearing impaired persons, so which are not able to listen the low voices. So which are not able to hearing the low voices. So here what is the purpose of this hearing aid? So here we have the microphone. From this microphone, so whatever the any person voice will be recorded by this microphone and it is converted into the electrical signal, and this voice signal which is converted into electrical signal is applied to the amplifier. So after amplification we will get the increasing strength of the signal, so that will be applied to the speaker and then it is given to the ear bones of the user which is using this hearing aid machine. So that means whatever the voice signal received by the another person, it is amplified and the increased strength of the signal will be reached to the user ear, so that which is using this hearing aid machine can easily understand the others' voices. So it consists of a computational intensive systems. So it employs the digital signal processor which are used for this microphone purpose and amplifier purpose and speaker purpose and applying the signal to the earbuds of the person. So here the digital hearing aid is an example for the embedded systems which are employed under the purpose of data or signal processing. So it improves the hearing capacity of hearing impaired person. The next purpose is monitoring. So monitoring is nothing but it is used to observe the response or output of the system with respect to the input. So whatever the input we have applied to the system, so we will get the respective output only. And here in this monitoring purpose, we does not have any inputs for controlling the variables. So we are not controlling any input or output variables. We simply monitoring the input and output variables. So here these comes under the category of specially designed for monitoring purpose. So here these are used for determining the state of some variables using the input sensors. They cannot impose control over variables. So here the best example for this monitoring purpose are CRO and multimeter on logic analyzers and digital multimeters, and ECG is also one type of example for this purpose. So here for monitoring the heartbeat of the patient, so whatever the signal received by the sensors of the heartbeat rate monitor, so it will simply display the information which is collected by the sensors in the digital representation only. So it does not control any input variable and it does not do any modifications on the data received. It just simply shows whatever the data received by the sensors. So here the CRO, which is used for representing the waveforms. So here we are connecting the probe to any signal. So on whatever place we have connected the probe, the CRO will show the represented waveform at that place. So that means it is just simply representing the waveform only. It does not control any input signal, or it does not control, or it does not do any modifications on the input signal. It just simply represents the output waveform for the given input signal. So it just monitor the input variable. The next purpose is controlling. So here controlling is different from the monitoring. So in monitoring we are not controlling the input and output variables. We just monitor and observe the output with respect to the input. We are controlling the input variable and the output variable will be changed with respect to the input variable. So whatever the changes applied to the input variable, with respect to that changes, the output variable will be varied. So here embedded system with control functionality contains both sensors and actuators. So sensors are connected at the input port, actuators are connected at the output port. Sensors are used to sense the input data and the actuators are functioning as in reverse operation to the sensors. So sensors are connected to the input port for capturing the changes in the environment variables. So just like the example of controlling unit is AC, air conditioner. So if there is any change in the environment variable, so it can capture the device will capture the changes with respect to the sensor, and with respect to the sensor changes, the actuators which are connected at the output port are controlled according to the changes in the input variable, and this controlled variable will be limited to a specific range. So air conditioner system, which is used to control the room temperature to a specific limit, is an example for the controlling purpose. So here this is the air conditioner we have. So here the room temperature will be fixed at some temperature, and whenever the user changes the temperature, so that means whenever the input applied to the system will be changed from one temperature to another temperature. So accordingly the output actuator or the output of the system will also changed. So whenever the temperature changed, the room will be slowly attempted to that temperature. So here the air conditioner contains a room temperature sensing element, sensor, which may be a thermistor or handheld unit to set the desired temperature. So here the air compressor unit will be acting as a actuator, so that is used for generating the output. So this compressor is controlled according to the room temperature and the desired temperature set by the end user. So whatever the difference applied between the room temperature and the temperature entered by the user, so according to that difference, the compressor will changes the room temperature. So this is the controlling purpose, and the air conditioner is the best example under the controlling purpose. So the next purpose is application specific user interface. The embedded systems are designed specifically for an applications. So as we know that from the definition itself, embedded systems are specifically designed for a particular applications only. So it contains application specific user interfaces in so many embedded systems. So user interfaces means here any user can enter the data. So normally in some systems only programmers or designers or only have the access to enter the data. But while going to the user interfaces, any user, whether he is educated or not, any user can enter the data as an input through user interface. So here this is aimed for a group of users. So the mobile handsets and the control units in industrial applications are the examples for the application specific user interface. As we know that for the mobile handset, we know that we have the display and the keypad, so which are accessible by any user. So the mobile phone is an example for application specific user interface. In this, the user interface is provided through keypad, speaker, vibration alert, etc. And the keypad, lights, bells, display units, switches, buttons, which are used in so many devices or comes under this application specific user interface purpose. So these are the various purposes which are used for designing the embedded systems. So while going to the conclusion, first we have learned what is discussed in the previous session. We have summarized the concepts discussed in the previous session, and we have elaborated what is the purpose of the embedded system, and so what is the purpose of data collection or storage or representation with an example, and the data communication purpose will be explained with an example, and data or signal processing will be explained through an example, and for monitoring purpose, which devices are to be suitable for monitoring purpose, and for controlling purpose, what are the devices we have for embedded systems in the purpose of controlling purpose, and application specific user interface, in which cases we have to use the application specific user interface. So we have discussed all these in this present session. So we will continue in the next video session with the next topic. Thank you.